Have you ever wanted to get better at Minecraft Crystal PvP? Well, I have the guide for you. Crystal PvP is where you PvP with end crystals and respawn anchors, etc., etc. Now, not everyone is good at it, but some people are better than others, and that's one reason. And if you're here, well, that means you want to get better. First things first, though, is I have a command practice dummy I'm gonna put in the description, but we'll paste that, and you can put a lever on top of your command block, and then you'll just have a zombie that you could practice on. It's just a zombie, so. He doesn't only have one totem because he has one totem. In other versions, though, that isn't this version, he has like infinite totems. First things first, PvP, you're going to need your settings. So you could switch between each slot quick, and you don't have to use the scroll wheel or the keypad. Like me, my 4 key is my last thing. So V is my anchor, C is my glowstone, X is my obsidian, and Z is my freaking end crystal. And you can see a pattern. They're all bottom keys, easy to click. Like I can get to them easy, and you don't use space much. And R is my telepearl thing. Although if you use R for your inventory, you can have E as your telepearl. T is my gap hand because I don't really need to gap quick. And 4 is where I would normally put my as totem. But I have something that kind of looks like this. And 2, you could have a pickaxe or you can have a crossbow here. Doesn't really matter what you pick because that's just completely you. That's what you want to be in your slot. Yeah, but see, here's what my thing would look like if I were in something. I'll just have this. This is my inventory. So first thing, yeah, like let's say settings, keybinds, like FOV, and DPI. Your mouse DPI is like how fast your mouse moves across your screen. Here's a good way to test your sense. So get your mouse to the beginning of your mouse pad, put it at a pixel of any block you want, turn, and then if it hits that pixel by the time it reaches the end, that means you can do a full 360 on your mouse, and that means that should be the sensitivity that's ideal for you. And that's my sense set up for me, and it's ideal for how I play. My mouse DPI is 800. My sensitivity, my FOV is important too, but we'll do that later. DPI 800, sensitivity is 59 sensitivity. So yeah. Second. So after you have your keybinds and everything, now you want to know which keybind is for what item. As I said before, how my inventory is. My inventory is how I set it up. So it's ideal for how I would play. Because I play with my crystals like this. You can see that I swap between X and Z pretty decently quick. Just set up your inventory for however you like it. You can have extra of whatever. I don't get extra. Personally, I don't like getting any extra anchors or glowstone because I don't use them that much. But you can, because just set up your inventory however you like. For me, I like this, but I want to get some bottle bottles of enchanting, so we're gonna get like 3 stacks. Why do I always type E when I'm trying to exit it? What is wrong with me? So we have this, and then don't fill up with totems manually. Do /give s totem of undying 64. Now we're full. My inventory is full. Now we have a full inventory with keybinds, how I like it. I'm good. But one thing is your mods as well. Your mods, I'd recommend something like an armor HUD like this, an apple skin, because they're useful and most people use them. And why the hell is there an endermite? That's important. Next thing you need to know is when to totem. So let's say someone's crystalling you, like, how bang, switch to your next totem. So if you pop, you can take 2 pops instead of 1. Instead of 1 then death, you have 2 then death if they manage to hit you. Aim too, that's something you should practice if you want to place crystals like that. Aim's very important because it's just, even just PvP in general, aim is needed, and that's another thing. Next thing I'm going to try to say is, like, if you're, for crystalling basically. So if you're crystalling, or doing a hit crystal, you want to place your crystals fast enough. That's why you'll need aim. Next thing I'm going to say is, so at this point you might know a little bit of when to totem. You might have your keybinds, you might have your loadout, your inventory, how you like it, and everything, but I didn't teach anything about actually crystalling and other stuff, and that's one other thing. Like, I suck with anchoring still. See, I can't, I failed to place there. I'm normally quicker in survival mode, though, and creative. But, next thing, butterfly clicking. Let's say your armor's low. Hold this, it's not quick enough. Butterfly click it. Your armor's gonna repair way quicker, so you spend more time, so you spend less time repairing your armor and more time actually battling, killing other players, you know? And if you're practicing, just get rid of 1 totem for a button. And if you're wondering why, because the command blocks loves losing its button. So, or you could just go or you can stay in creative if you like that too. I don't, but. So, let's say you spawn your zombie, you go into survival, but then you don't know what to do. Like, do I just attack him, or what do I do? I don't know. That's another thing. Like, you have to predict your enemy. Because you can't just say, oh, he's going to be right there, and then be expected to be right. Jesus Christ. You have to be unpredictable for yourself and your enemy. You have to be able to get your totem of undying out quicker. That was pretty quick of a, oh my god, my dog's running. That was pretty quick of a totem. So we can survive pretty quickly. And for practicing totems, I'd just recommend having some obsidian around you, kind of like a box thing like this, and just blow yourself up and practice going to a slot, putting a totem in, blowing yourself up, and just repeating that. Like I said, oh no, my armor's low. Whatever do I do? Put that there. Look at my armor's health. Going up, going up, going up. I'm done. Don't need to get that. We have a totem in my wrong spot. I put it in the wrong spot. Okay, that's kind of funny. But everything is pretty good. And next thing is hit crystals. If you made it this far, you probably. So for hit crystals, I recommend having your crystal and obsidian placed first before doing the thing, and then when you have your crystal and obsidian ready, when you master hitting them and then hitting the crystal, that's when you're able to move on to having just an obsidian free place, where you hit them and then place the crystal and break it. When you master that, you move on to placing the obsidian and the crystal and then blowing the crystal up. You move on to that quickly, because that stage is not too hard to get to. Because personally, I just think the first stage easy to get through, the second stage a little harder to get through, but you can get through it in about a day or two if you practice long enough. And then the final stage, honestly, once you master that, you know how to hit crystal. So when you master the hit crystal, next thing you should do is, like I said before, mods. For mods, I'd recommend for crystal PvP, I'd recommend an armor HUD like this, a Marlowe's totem counter. Maybe Marlowe didn't make it. I mean, it says Marlowe didn't here. It says bye, but that person did. I don't know. Marlowe's crystal optimizer is needed. Now, texture packs. Like, what texture packs do you want to use to crystal? Like me, here's my texture pack, but I actually customize the crap out of it. And what that means is I change files to different things. Like the sword is a sword from a whole other texture pack. Some things are changed to other things I like, because I like the default-ish Minecraft swords, but I like that texture pack with the sword that other texture pack had. Because texture packs might not seem like a necessity, but what they are is they basically, some might help you play the game. That's one thing I think is, like, you have to be decent, have like a decent-ish texture pack. I'm not saying texture packs are needed. I'm not saying go download like every texture pack you see. I'm saying like some texture packs might help you. I'm just gonna block off this water. That's because some might help, some might not. It's really up to how you like to play, how you play. And damn, do you even play Crystal? It's up to different aspects. But next thing is, once you get the crystal, once you get everything down, toteming. Toteming and when to gap are the last things I'm teaching. Why? Because I don't think they're that important. You should first learn how to crystal and anchor before anything. I haven't taught anchoring, but I mean, I can barely anchor myself, so I don't think I should teach something that I can't even do, you know? I shouldn't teach how you can anchor. I don't even know how to anchor myself, so I'm just not the best with anchoring. So if you want to anchor, you should watch someone else's guide. I'd watch some guides on how I could anchor. I'm just slow with it. Also, don't really feel like going. But first thing is, let's say you pop the totem and you're low I'd recommend eating three gaps to get your saturation, the yellow you see over my hunger bar, full. You can't see that unless you have an a mod like Apple Skin, and that's what I'm recommending, is to get that. But once you do, it's important. So like, just practice. Like, still, I sometimes fail to hit crystal, mainly because my FPS is lower than I normally have it, and that's not ideal for me, because I like having higher FPSs. Yeah, see? Just a normal hit crystal. But this is what I've taught you, so you don't just die like every dang round. For toteming, first practice getting to a totem and getting to it like slowly. Once you get used to your inventory, you'll be able to do it quicker, don't worry, but just grab it, so pop yourself, get to a totem slowly. And slowly increase your speed to whatever you're comfortable with. Like you see, I just messed up. That's a good example. Don't try not to mess up. Mess ups are fine, but I wouldn't but things. Also, don't hold the F button. You're just gonna immediately swap between. Like, if you're lucky enough, you'll get it down perfectly, but normally, not really. And, like I said, pickaxe, if you don't use your pickaxe much, place it with a crossbow with slow falling arrows or something. Because I don't use my pickaxe, but it's still there because I have it, and I play demo mode. So I'm in demo mode. Try to practice how quick you can totem, or not totem, crystal quick too. Because crystalling is going to be very important, so you don't. And pearling too. Like, I'm at 3 hearts, so as I said, gap. 3 gaps, so I'll heal about a little bit. How the... I'm gonna ask myself that. Well, let's say my armor's low. I'm getting low on totems and everything. I'll pull out my bottle of enchanting because my armor's low. I'll butterfly click to immediately heal up my armor. Get my totem back to where it should be. And then when someone's crystalling me a lot, we'll switch to totem. Pop twice. Get 1 back in my offhand, 1 back to my 9th slot, or for me, my 4th slot, because I click 4 for it. And then you'll have your totem will be back and active. That's all I really know. That's all I can really teach. I know it's probably a very crappy explanation, but I don't really know any other way to explain crystal PvP. As in, like, it's kind of difficult. Well, not difficult. It's kind of brain dead if you think about it. Because crystals one-shot anyone, and that's why you have well, not anyone. That's why you have totems, you see. But another thing is, like, I'd say practice in a super flat world instead of, like, the overworld. Overworld's for more, like, of a realistic feel. If you're actually... Or practice with a friend, or practice in a PvP server. And don't access, because I'm doing this tutorial in demo mode. Demo mode is literally just like the actual game, so don't worry, this tutorial is going to work. If you're to take everything I said and put it into the actual game, it'll work. But what I went over was how to crystal, or like your settings, your loadout, where you want everything. If you have extras, crossbow or pickaxe, take a pick. Next week I said how to hit crystal and crystal better. And hopefully none totems. And then I just really was crystalling around myself. So, like, if you were to, like, don't, look, I just sent him flying and I popped his totem. Are you kidding me? Did I have to blow up the button? But crystal PvP. Next, for anchoring, I can recommend, or I can't really recommend anything, because when you anchoring, when you do that, you're getting low like this too. Just eat some gaps. Don't worry. Eat about 3. Try to gap a little bit. So when you're anchoring, anchor. Do you mind? So place your anchor, glowstone, then place a block right in front of you, then blow it up. Only blow it up then after you've done that. Should look something like this when you're little fast. What the hell? Nah, bro, this water's tripping me off. And if you're far enough, like, kind of like this, just blow it up there. And that's not going to do any significant damage to you or your armor. But all I can say, too, is just keep practicing. That's another thing you kind of have to do. This tutorial didn't give you much information. I can say one thing, and that it might be a little bit better. For hit crystal practice with the obsidian crystal first. After the obsidian, then you place the crystal and explode it. After you place the obsidian, then the crystal, and then explode it. Practice is one of the best things you can do as well, and learn stuff for yourself and PvP other players and ask them how they get so good. If you lose, you can ask them some tips. You could say, hey, give me some tips now or I'll run over your dog and your family. They'll probably give you some good tips because you threatened their life. YouTube, that was a joke, don't worry. But, really, that's all I really know. And don't charge the full anchor, then blow it up. Like, what are you doing? Blow it up once you put one charge in it. I don't think it does any more damage. I just blew myself up. Yeah, that's actually a great example of fast crystalling. I crystalled myself. I've done 2 crystals that quick. Yeah, but that's all I really have to help with in this guide because I don't know anything else. We're just gonna stare at my sky real quick. Yeah. That's all I really can help with. I hope you found something in this helpful. If you did, please don't let me know. I don't really care. Actually, I do care. I need to know if I gave enough information or I have to go in more in depth. Instead of just saying crystal list. Settings is important, aim, FOV, all of that. But hope you found something in this helpful. So I think that's going to be it. And yeah, bye. See ya. Adios, amigos. Blah, 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 blah.